The hospital room was quiet except for the soft cries of a newborn. A young woman, Sarah, sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the baby wrapped in a blue blanket. Tears ran down her face. She had dreamed of a different life, one without struggle, without pain. "I can't do this," she whispered, looking at the tiny fingers curled around hers. A nurse walked in, smiling. "He's a strong little boy," she said. "Have you thought of a name?" Sarah forced a smile but said nothing. That night, Sarah stood by the window, watching the city lights. She felt trapped. Her heart ached, but fear was louder. At dawn, she placed a small note on the baby's blanket. "I'm sorry. Please take care of him." Her hands trembled as she kissed his forehead. She walked out of the room, her steps slow but steady. The hallway felt endless, but she didn't look back. A nurse found the baby moments later. She gasped, reading the note. "Oh, sweetheart," she whispered, lifting the baby gently. The hospital staff gathered, trying to find Sarah, but she was already gone. The baby's cries filled the air, searching for the mother who had left. Hours passed. A kind doctor, Mrs. Thompson, held the baby in her arms. "We'll find a good home for you, little one," she promised. Outside, Sarah stood in the rain, watching the hospital from a distance. Her heart was heavy, but she turned and walked away. Inside, the baby yawned, his tiny hand grabbing Mrs. Thompson's finger. He didn't know his mother was gone. But life had just begun. As a man, Daniel became successful, owning a big company. He wore a sharp black suit, his dark brown eyes filled with wisdom. He never forgot the woman who raised him. One evening, Dr. Thompson sat him down. Her hair was fully gray now, and her face was kind. "Daniel, there's something I need to tell you," she said. She told him everything about his mother. The next day, Daniel went to find Sarah. He found her in a small apartment, still wearing simple clothes, her black hair streaked with gray. She gasped when she saw him. "Why did you choose life over me?" Daniel asked, his voice calm but firm. Sarah's hands shook. "I was scared. I thought you'd have a better life without me," she whispered, tears in her eyes. Daniel took a deep breath. "I understand," he said. "And I forgive you." He reached out and gently held her hand before stepping back. He returned to Dr. Thompson, hugging her tightly. "You are my real mother," he said. She smiled, holding him close. He had found his true home.